Hello, this is Ed Doherty from Suncoast Technical College in sunny Sarasota, Florida, here at March 29th, 2020, in the middle of our Corona COVID 19 virus online training prep. I teach in our county technical school. We have like 6 high schools, and basically we teach 11 through 12 and adults. They're commingled in the class. This is actually my first year with high schoolers in the class. But I'm going to tell you the story from that I did a presentation at H-Tech in Virginia a couple of years ago about how we started our program, and it kind of applies to what's going on now. So I called it starting from square one. Okay, how we started. It was a group called Career Edge Funders. They started a workforce skill analysis in 2012. Presented the findings to Sarasota County Commission and the Sarasota School Board. And they said manufacturing is one of the needed areas for jobs. And the Manufacturing Association was contacted, and they said one of the big demand areas was machinists. It was not that easy, but Career Edge, Maria Avey, and the SAMA president, Jennifer Barron Schmidt, did a lot of the initial legwork to convince the county and the school board to take this on. The Sarasota County Technical Institute, as we were known in the beginning, Director Todd Bowden promised the county that they could produce 100 machinists in 5 years. So the county came up with a grant for $325,000, and Career Edge added another $25,000 on top of that. And then H-Tech came to the rescue. Bob Kadinsky, a local Sarasota resident, drives by the school and sees on the marquee precision machining program starting August 2013. He's kind of baffled because he usually knows about all the programs in the whole country. He didn't know about this one. It's down the street from his house. So anyway, he went inside, met the staff, met some people, and he recommended equipment purchases with some of the H-Tech partners, and of course some CNC machines, because SCTI has no equipment. Dave Thomas from the local HFO in Tampa, which is Tampa, Florida, contacted me, Ed Doherty, to tell me that the school near my house was looking for a machine shop instructor. And I asked him, how did he know? He said, well, because I just sold him 2 machines, and they have no instructor, so you should go up there. At this time, I'm working at Lockheed Martin in Orlando, Florida. We're actually almost next door to SeaWorld. As a senior CNC machinist, a good job. I actually lived on the Gulf Coast of Florida, so I had to travel 2 hours every Monday to get there, stay there for a week, and came back. I did that for a number of years and was thinking of moving to Orlando. But originally we had moved to Venice, Florida, which is just south of Sarasota, from Manchester, New Hampshire in 2005. I had been working as a CNC machinist in New Hampshire, the Boston area, since 1984, and I graduated a short-term 6-month NTMA school called Boston Tooling and Machining Institute in my late 20s, because I didn't go to college and I was working at an auto parts store. But CNC machining actually came pretty easy to me, and I really got a good grip on it, and I really liked doing it. So anyway, I was offered this you should go check it out job. All right, so I went and got interviewed for the machining program at the newly rebuilt Tech Institute. Years before, they had a machining program, but he shut it down for the lack of interest. So they had this brand new building and no equipment, and actually they didn't even have any dedicated space. But Dr. Bowden said there was a construction lab that they could part off and make that into the machining lab. Okay. So I also made contact with the Manufacturing Association. I met the president, Jennifer Barron Schmidt, who is a co-owner of Atlantic Mold and Tool with her husband, and they both originally were from Wisconsin. an old machining family. And we talked about specific goals of the program because I had my own opinions on it. And it turned out we were in total agreement. So I said, oh, I guess this is going to work out. So I took the job, and it started August 2013. And we had no machines. Yep, I had that big drill press, belt sander. I still have that. We still use that little bandsaw, by the way. But that's about all we had. And so I said to myself, what did I get myself into? I think I realized I didn't go down and check out the classroom or anything. You know, I'm like, oh boy. Okay, now what? All right, so I had 2 weeks to prepare. And then I had an official week of prep for teacher prep that we get every year anyway. So I got 3 weeks total to make something out of that. In my meetings with the director, he talked about the class size. Most of the classes in all those programs are 24, and they said, we're going to limit you to 18 for safety reasons. But he said, we promised the county we were going to produce 100 machinists in 5 years. I said, oh, okay. An associate director just told me, just stay day ahead of the students, you'll be fine, you know. So I had 18 students on day one. The first 4 months, which is August, September, October, well, it was actually more than 4 months, so like 4.5. We had some books, and I did lectures. You know, I'm trying to learn how to be a teacher, and I showed a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube videos, or whatever video content I had. And we did have 12 simulators, and we had this new Immerse to Learn software. We had 2 machines on order, but they won't be here until November. And some of the like manual measuring tools and pins and stuff came in. All the other equipment I had to order, the manual machines and miscellaneous equipment and benches and stools and all that kind of stuff I had to order. And I had to figure out how to run this software system. All right, so we get into virtual training, which is kind of where we're at right now. You know, virtual online training. We had no computers in the room, so there was a computer lab in the other building, and we used to go up there every morning, 3 hours every morning, 5 times 5, 15 hours a week. Half of the week was spent in that training lab. We'd immerse to learn and work through the kinks. Then we started to writing some hand G code and using the simulators and emulators, and I started to believe in the virtual training system. There you see some pictures there of the actual first months of the class. And we did a lot of field trips. We went out and did field trips. I probably could still do that now, I imagine, with the adults for sure. We're actually starting to put some in internships. A couple now are pretty much near the end of class. So anyway, we did a lot of field trips. We do a traditional picture every year of in the mold shop. The mold shop's on the left there. A place I used to work, Roaring Toys. I remember that Haku whatever lathe there. And we went to like a medical manufacturer, Arthrex. Did a lot of field trip stuff. And then we were building the shop. You know, I remember when the machines got delivered with the big flatbed truck, and they were all excited, and they were trying to, unpack the machine after the riggers set it down. And I said, we're also going to teach machinery moving and rigging. We don't have any electric yet at all. Yeah, and I said, this is not going to be in next year's class. You're going to learn how to move machines around. I had worked at a machine tool dealer once, so I got the big forklift out, and we were moving things around a whole bunch of times. Not the CNC machine, so. Okay, but now it's December. It's August, September, October, November, December. We're ready to go on Christmas break, and all the machines are in place. We're like the Death Star. We're not fully functional yet. It looks ready to go. We have no electric. One company donated a lot of metal. We're just sitting there, Dr. Bowden promised fully functional electric after Christmas. I said, all right, we went on break, hoping for the best. We come back in January. We're fully functional. Everything's powered up. Got all that electric was done really nice. We had all those stripes on the floor, barriers and boundaries, and we started digging into the box of metal and just started doing all kinds of like making spacers, squaring up blocks. I started writing programs for CNC machines. Here, set up and run these jobs. We got the drill press set up. We got, Ivan over there grinding, who's now actually working at the Tesla battery plant in Sparks, Nevada. And there's my group picture there that we had. All those people, half of them people, you still stay in pretty constant contact with right now. We even we had a little extra money and ordered a VF2. I think it's that picture there is when it just came in. I see the control setting up on top. So we were just doing a lot of work. We got catch-up time. I put 6 months ago. It's probably really more like 5 months, January to early June. So I also had to come up with curriculum, like shop projects. So I'm kind of inventing things on the fly, and making stuff. I was the NIMS stuff that we're already got prints and everything for was pretty good. We could just dig into that kind of stuff, even though we weren't doing any NIMS accreditation at that point, but we did the next year. So we just kept on working, work. Every day we're just machining, That's all we could do was just keep on machining. And we also had some fun. We'd have a little cookout time, and, I remember we had a lot of fun times, We just kind of stuck together. It was, like I said, it's a special group, special memories. And we did get into some full CNC stuff with some people able to hand program. I see Sean Tierney's name on that print there. We're lining up the projects. So I call that the inspection bench, where you're going to have your first piece. There's Stefan there running the VF2. Finally get that up and running. And 11 months later, we made it. All 18 made it to the end. And we finished our course. We're post-secondary machining technologies. That's a Florida Department of Education course for technical schools. It's like 1 year style programs. But we made it to the end. So this is a picture of our graduation. We had an official graduation, the first class of 2014, and we've had this year will be my 7th year teaching. And that summer, actually, Bob told me I should go to the H-Tech conference in Minnesota at Dunwoody, which I went, and we've been doing H-Tech ever since. We even hosted the first Florida H-Tech a number of years ago. But here we are again, and with no machine shop to work with. So it can be done. You really just got to just say that we're learning all the technical stuff now and somehow keep it interesting. I guess I don't have the advantage of being in front of the classroom where it can be somewhat entertaining and doing video work, but I think I'm going to try to see how we can make it work virtually. We did get into some more CAD/CAM work the last 2 years, which is pretty much can be done all online, and we're learning how to do sharing files. We've done it with Fusion 360, and we can do it with Mastercam. In order somebody could do the work at home, and they could share a file with me through like Google, my Google Classroom app. We can send it that way, and I can pull it up on my computer and do a screencast like I'm talking like right now, and grade their project or talk about things they're doing good, or maybe they should look at this and that, and send it back, and maybe they just resubmit it again, or maybe it's ready to run. So, but now they can like dig into all these projects. So when we get back, we should just be doing machining. So it'll be just like there's a lot of learning that, technical learning. I seen, I think this class actually was technically better than most of the other classes because they had done so much sit-down work. And classes since then, they just all want to get into the shop and make things. But I think you need that balance. Right now we're unbalanced in the wrong direction. We're not. But I guess it's still needed learning. It's not like we can avoid it. We got to be in the shop the whole time. But they need that tech knowledge. So we're going to just continue on with that kind of training. I mean, I have my Immerse to Learn training system. You got Tooling U, or there's some other lot of good stuff out there. Or I've been trying to invent my own through Google Classroom. I do some video series. I think I'm going to start doing some more filming of me doing the actual projects and talking my way through it, rather just me doing a demo and having like one or two people watching and some of them paying attention. Or if I had a video of me doing it, they can just review it, and when they're ready to do it, I'll just say that you need to look at the video again, or whatever they need to do. It's sort of the way I've learned how to work on my car. Sometimes I watch some YouTube videos, and I'm able to get my way through the project. So that's just my thought about all this, but I already had the previous experience of teaching with no equipment, so I know it can be done. So anyway, good luck to all yous out there, and I'm glad I'm a part of H-Tech, actually. Thanks.